Try to
Nick,
make
you
coffee.
talking always sounds good to me.
Yay.
So anyway,
Hopefully-
this is a cubic inch of sound, and over the past week, we watched The Lighthouse. My name is Luke, and I'm a Satanist.
My name is Kevin, and I'm not.
My name is Nick, and I might be.
My name is Dan, and I learned about the word wiki today.
What do you mean you learned about the word wiki today?
I was unfamiliar with the term wiki, as in a lighthouse keeper. But then I watched The Lighthouse.
Oh, I
okay.
see.
I thought
I
you meant like,
you
a wiki as in
figured out
Wikipedia.
how to finally fucking pronounce it.
I still haven't learned that.
It's well, okay. The way that you just said, Dan, would be correct if you were describing like a Wikipedia clone, a wiki, not a wiki.
Wiki.
You're wrong. I don't know what to tell you.
This
I
is like
my
General
way.
Grievous.
Hey, I
That's such
don't
a
do that
greasy
anymore.
word.
It is.
I don't do that anymore.
Greasy.
Greasy.
That's a good way to describe it.
So, what'd you guys think of The Lighthouse? I feel like it was kind of a strange movie.
Yeah,
What are you talking about? I thought it was completely straightforward.
Actually, I need to pull up my notes real quick. I
I
wrote
feel
notes.
like
Go ahead. Did
I
you
got
have
a
to
story
tell-
that kind of sums up my interaction with this movie. I was
Yeah, I
watching
said
it on.
wait for me to pull up my notes.
Well,
Why do we have to wait for you?
it?
Do you need
We're not-
to?
we're not-
Go ahead.
Do you need
go
to
ahead.
put all your effort into
Okay.
pulling
I'm just
up
gonna
your
sit
notes?
in silence until you pull up your notes.
All right, my
Well-
notes are up. You can talk.
Anyway, I was watching this on Amazon earlier today, and you know, whenever you pause something on Amazon, it pulls up like the X-ray vision where it has a bunch of trivia and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I just paused it fairly early in the movie, and I just see this big thing that says the mermaid genitalia was based off of shark labia. And I was really confused. The mermaid has not shown up at that point in the movie. And that pretty much sums up my general feelings about this movie.
I wrote a lot of reactions, and the first one I have here is head bonk, but I don't fucking remember what that is.
It's because when Robert Pattinson first gets into his room, he bonks his head. I think.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Kevin was actually watching a Super Mario Odyssey speedrun, and he saw him bonk, and that's what he wrote it down.
Kevin, I think yours makes more sense than the time I wrote like 9/11 time travel for being
Yeah.
John Malkovich.
I thought you were gonna say Blue Heaven because that one also had 9/11.
Didn't have time travel though. I mean, neither did being John Malkovich, but go rewatch that. You'll remember. So yeah, this was a fun movie. Basically, Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe are hanging out at a lighthouse for a while. They're just keeping the lighthouse. They're like, yeah,
Two Toms.
lighthouses. Yep. We gotta keep them running, but it's on like a secluded island kind of, so they're lonely. They've only got each
Probably
other,
somewhere in there.
and that's a lot.
There was a lot of bad luck that happened. Like
Yeah,
when
there
he
was.
didn't finish the toast. He drank water instead of alcohol at the beginning. That was bad luck number one. And then when he just like suplexed that seagull a bunch of times.
I don't know if that's a suplex.
I wouldn't call it that.
Alright,
He was
so when he
holding
hulked
the
him around.
seagle and just fucking just bashed
He
it.
was
thrashed it against a rock, or it was like
Yeah.
the port head of a water thing.
So that was bad luck 2. And then bad luck 3 was saying Willem Dafoe's cooking was bad.
Yeah.
And then it got cursed by like the 7 seas and all the gods above.
I fucking love like the
That's such a good scene.
1 minute long scene of Willem Dafoe just cursing him with the most absurd, intricate,
Yeah.
verbose curse you possibly could.
Yeah, I love how like by the time you get to the end, you kind of forget why he's cursing him, and then he's like, "All right, fine, I like your cooking," and you're like, "What the fuck? What was it? That was about?"
Did he undo the curse with that?
No.
Nope, he
No.
never did.
The curse was still there.
See, I kind of want to try Willem Dafoe's lobster now. I'm curious.
I mean, it's
I'm-
probably
I'm
just
not that
boiled
curious.
lobster.
There's like a dead
no butter.
head in there though. And like the crab catcher.
Well, I mean, that was only one of that. I don't think that comes with all the lobsters.
And also that like probably wasn't there actually.
So how long do you
I-
think they were on that rock?
I think for a decent while. I think they were probably both insane, but I'd like to think it took at least a few weeks before
Willem
they...
Dafoe didn't seem that insane, but that was because we're only on the we have the perspective of the other guy, Tom.
They're both Tom.
You should just
Well, there's
refer
a
to
Tom and a
refer to Robert Pattinson as Ephraim. It's just easier.
No, refer to him as Batman. Because
Or-
like, if I was
Robert
Batman,
Pattinson.
I would want to. If I played Batman in a movie, I would want people to refer to me as Batman forever.
All right, we're gonna have dude and then old dude.
Batman Forever.
Or
We're
we could
definitely
follow Willem
not-
Dafoe, and Robert Pattinson, the friend.
No. Also, I was
It's
gonna.
the
I
Green
was gonna.
Goblin and Batman.
There was one scene when Robert Pattinson says to my friend Tom, and they do like a toast, and because he's toasting to his friend Willem de friend, and I wrote that as a note. I wrote Willem de friend.
That's so good.
I liked his beard. Willem, the friend, had a good beard.
Yeah, the
This is
facial hair
awful.
was, I think, very good in general in this movie. Robert Pattinson had a very good mustache.
I'm not usually a mustache guy, but I think I appreciated the mustache.
Yeah,
That
me
was
too.
a thick mustache.
I looked
Yeah,
at that mustache. I was like, yeah, whoa, man, I could just feel that it's like a fucking caterpillar on there, you know. I'd love to stroke it when Robert Pattinson doesn't have COVID, preferably.
Yeah,
I
that
think
would kind of
There's a
suck
lot of
if you.
stroking in this movie.
That was really good.
Listen, they're stuck on a remote island. What do you think they're gonna do?
I found it hilarious how every single time, they choke the chicken. They had some like post nut clarity that kind of got rid of the madness for a little bit.
Except
You know,
for that
'cause-
time when like the goop from Thomas's chicken choking session dripped down from the lighthouse area.
Oh,
the light.
yes.
I have in my
was
notes
fucked up.
tentacle hentai semen ?
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, there was-
That did pretty much happen.
Yeah,
Why Robert Pattinson didn't just like get away the second he saw that first scoop drip? I don't know. That creeped me out.
They
I
almost
would've
kissed.
run.
So like,
They almost kid. They did.
yeah,
Almost
there was
kid.
like a lot of homoeroticism in the movie. Apparently, also in an interview, Robert Pattinson said that in the script, it's written that the lighthouse looks like an erect penis. Even though,
all
like,
right, builders, we gotta make it look like this, okay?
Freud would have a field
Like-
day with this.
it doesn't even look. It just looks like a lighthouse.
Yeah, I will say the lighthouse in the movie really, I didn't get the erect penis vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the lighthouse, he really didn't finish painting it. He got like a square before he got knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
They
mean,
dropped
their little thing, their little like chassis to
Well,
paint the side of the lighthouse got destroyed.
he was gonna keep painting it, but they realized everything was in black and white, so they didn't bother. I will say,
The whole
okay,
movie was the dream.
the black and white was cool. The 4:3, I was like, do we need to? After Grand Budapest Hotel as well, I'm like, are these movies better because of their 4:3, or are they just 4:3 for the sake of being 4:3?
I don't know.
That's the
I
question.
appreciated the 4:3 because it was like actually shot on film that was 4:3, like 33mm film.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't mind
And-
the 4:30, but
Yeah, I didn't mind either one.
the room I
And-
was in was fairly dark. But like, since it's a pretty dark movie, most of the movie I could just see my face and like my laptop screen. That's
That's the scariest part of the movie.
Was it terrifying, Dan?
It comes
Really?
off again, and then you see Dan terrifying staring back at you.
Terrifying.
Yeah, it's in the name.
Nothing
I think Willem Dafoe was doing at least a little bit of gaslighting. I don't think it was all Robert Pattinson's insanity.
Well, I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that like neither of them knew how long they were there at a certain point because of the like homemade alcohol that they were pretty much exclusively drinking.
Yeah.
Because like they were both at a certain like once the boat didn't pick them up, it's like you pretty much can't tell what's real and what isn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, you could just have like a calendar or something.
Yeah,
They
but
could have just done that.
They didn't have calendars in the 1890s. What are you, crazy?
Yes.
yeah, but they're also like completely drunk 100% of the times. So I don't
Yeah.
think that would keeping a calendar would work very well.
Psh, drunk people can calendar.
All right, guys, in the comments, tell me if you can drunk people calendar.
Yeah.
And smash that like button if you could. Smash that dislike button if you couldn't. Let's see how many dislikes we can get.
Can we get this to be the most disliked video on YouTube?
Perhaps.
I bet we
Perhaps.
could.
We could certainly try.
What would make people hate us?
I mean, if people probably wouldn't like us if we were Nazis or something.
Yeah, but that's the easy answer.
If we beat up a seagull.
Oh, they'd
That's
fucking
a good
hate
one.
us then. But I
They'd
wouldn't-
hate
I
us, and
wouldn't
then
wanna beat up a seagull, though.
Then the gods would also hate us.
Yeah.
Well, the sea gods, we just have to avoid the ocean.
that
Well, that's...
I don't know about
It's kind of
that.
hard when you're on a planet with like most ocean.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say that, Kev. I feel like you could easily go to the middle of the country or something.
If there actually was a sea god, I feel like they could pretty easily just flood the entire Earth.
You're
There isn't
saying
that much
that
water.
Poseidon is going to flood the entire Earth just because I killed one seagull.
Yes.
To get you, yeah.
Damn.
He could have
Well-
already done that, you know,
Well, look,
in the movie.
You're also a Satanist, so that's 2 strikes against you in the eyes of Poseidon.
Poseidon doesn't care if I'm a Satanist.
Why not?
Why would he care? I don't know.
Because you're not praying to him.
Nobody's praying to him.
No.
But you're specifically
Sailors?
praying to not him.
I don't
Satan in that
think
situation, is that like Hades or is
I
that
don't think
actual
the
Satan?
opposite of
Hades
Poseidon
is
is
not
not
Satan.
Satan.
What?
Hades is not Satan.
No, I know, but like, can Satan exist in the same universe if like the Greek gods exist?
I would
I
say
mean-
no.
By Rick Riordan logic, sure, I guess.
What do you mean? Sure,
Yeah.
I guess they said they didn't know. They're like, that's not a question you can ask. Skip.
I mean, it's possible.
I think Dan's
Yeah.
saying Rick Riordan logic is where like there's also the
Egyptian
gods and the
Norse.
Norse
I
gods.
think.
Yeah.
They just keep
So, like-
stacking them.
Why not have the Christian gods, you know?
That would have been neat.
Why'd you spill your beans?
He just felt really
Good
guilty about
reference.
killing that guy.
They were too hot. I couldn't hold them.
Why did he turn into a dog at the end?
I don't think he.
He didn't turn.
He
He
didn't
didn't
turn-
turn into a dog, but like, why did he go along with it? He's into some weird stuff.
because
He didn't wanna die.
want to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
and-
buried him, and then it looked like he died. He was laying there, and I'm like,
I mean, he
Oh,
wasn't buried.
guy,
there, he thought
guy
of
dead
it.
from dirt? Question mark. And then, never mind, he's fine. Never mind, he's dead.
I think the assumption is that he died from getting beat up and then just lying there while he's getting.
No, and then he
Dirt
ran
thrown.
back into the house, and he's just like, "You're not getting into my light," with an axe, and then he
No,
hit
I
him in the
know.
shoulder.
I know, and I'm saying he didn't actually die.
Faked his death.
He either
then-
faked
and
his
then he
death
just-
or
he
he
died.
like fell asleep.
It's like,
Took a
I'm really
little
tired.
Or he's actually like a sea squid monster with supernatural powers. We don't know.
Also, the younger dude completely tanked that hit to the shoulder with the axe.
Yeah,
He shrugged
he
that
did.
off, and he
yeah.
kept using that arm like completely fine. And then, like in the next scene, his face was all bloodied and shit, and I'm like, "What happened?"
I mean, it didn't seem like he was completely fine. He was dying, but he didn't
Yeah.
care. It was the adrenaline, you know. He just had
It was
to
the
see
what
what was in the
yeah.
fucking lighthouse.
The
I was really
adrenaline and at that
confused.
point the kerosene that he was drinking.
Yeah.
So like he probably didn't have much brain function at all.
I was pretty like in that one scene, face completely fine. Next scene when he's actually going up the lighthouse, his face was like completely fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think
What
he was
happened?
in a lot of
We
pain just
missed,
because he
we missed
like?
something.
Do you think he was in a lot of pain just because he was grabbing the light and it was like really hot? I think that's what happened.
He was screaming like Slender Man was walking towards him.
That's your comparison. That's your baseline for screaming.
It was like ear rape. Like I don't even know how to explain the sound he made.
It
no.
sounded
Ah,
inhuman.
It sounded
it
like
didn't sound like that.
yeah, it sounded
it
just
sounded
like that.
old timey audio wasn't that good, so it just kind of started to die.
Yeah.
Are you saying that old people have bad voices?
No, I'm saying he had bad hearing.
I bet inside what he was looking at and screaming at, it was like Pickle Rick or something.
Wouldn't he be laughing?
No,
No,
because remember, it's the 1890s. They don't know what Pickle Rick is.
Well, I mean,
he's just
we
confused.
didn't know what Pickle Rick was before Pickle Rick, and that was like 2018 or something.
I knew what Pickle Rick was before Pickle Rick. I don't know
How
about
did you know?
You just do. It's like one of those. It's like a shared human experience, you know, like one of those recurring
Man, I
dreams
must
that
not be a
everyone
human.
has. Yeah, probably.
That's cool.
You know, like when you dream that you're back in high school, but you forgot your pants or something, and then like Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick has your pants instead.
Yeah, he's running around with them.
He's high-fiving everyone for pantsing you.
He's wearing them. That's
These
the worst
two dudes
part.
hate each other, or like each other? I can't tell.
They definitely kind of hate each other.
Yeah.
Hate love.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to be around each other. Sometimes they just like kind of interact well because they have to, and because they're drunk.
They're still up for like, a quick make-out session.
Yeah.
No, they weren't. They almost did, and then they were
No,
just like,
one of them
I'm gonna
was.
beat the heck out of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and then they danced again.
You wouldn't make out with your friends?
Probably
Depending on
not.
the
I sleep with all
Yeah.
my friends. Personally.
Remember
Clearly,
that funny
Batman
line
doesn't.
when he said, "If I had a steak, I would fuck it," and then the old guy's like, "What? You don't like my cooking? Like, did he expect
Yeah.
him to fuck his lobster?"
I think that's the implication. I mean, as far as he knows, whenever Batman has good food, he fucks it. So
You don't know
he's like,
for
what the
sure.
hell? If he
Yo, this
fucks
mac
good
and
food,
cheese.
why doesn't he fuck my lobster?
As far as he knows, every time Batman has good food, he fucks it. That's my new headcanon. Going into the new Batman movie, I'm gonna be keeping that picture in the back of my head the entire time.
I mean, you know that scene in the trailer where he has like the eyeshadow and he's looking down. I mean, we don't know what he's doing down there. He could be fucking a steak.
I think that would be a mistake, actually. I don't think he should.
Haha.
Haha.
I mean,
laughing
I'm
on the
not
inside.
saying he should fuck the steak, but I'm just saying maybe he is.
So, yeah, I don't know. This whole movie, it really is just like things happening, and then at the end you're just like, so what actually happened? I guess you'll have to think about it. You'll have to.
So what do
decide
you
for
think
yourself.
happened?
Yeah.
I think they probably were both crazy. Like, I
Yeah.
think that assuming that the movie is from Pattinson's point of view, you know, like his character, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
we can assume that probably some of the things that we saw are just bullshit, but also like Willem Dafoe is not out in the clear here. He was still going on about the fucking lighthouse.
But what about the seaweed girl Nip?
What about it?
Is that real?
I think
nipple
that's probably the
itself?
least likely thing to be real.
He was probably
The
just fucking
least
some
likely
seaweed.
thing to be real. What about the tentacles?
The tentacles were pretty wacky.
Like,
Yeah, it's
tentacles are
probably also pretty unlikely to be real.
it's unlikely, but like tentacles are a weird thing to imagine. But like, if you're a sailor trapped on like a lighthouse island,
He's not a sailor.
okay, if you're an ocean person trapped
He's
on
not.
like,
He's a
an
tree
island-
dude.
Yeah, he's a lumberjack.
Okay, if you are on an island surrounded by water alone, imagining a mermaid is a pretty common thing among sailors.
This is true, but
Are
I
you a
wouldn't know.
sailor?
I'm not a sailor.
You know, I have written in my notes that the old dude is what Dan aspires to be when he's older.
Is
I mean,
he?
kinda, but
What? Wait, by kind of, what do you mean?
Dan, do you want
I
to
would
jack
like
off
to
to a
have a
lighthouse?
cool accent like that. I would really like to have like the 1800s Atlantic fisherman accent, and I would really love to have a beard like that.
I feel like in 50 years, Dan will be calling me lad.
I could see that. That's likely.
I feel like Dan will be doing that in 5 years, to be honest.
Okay, that's hurtful.
Then he's gonna wear a hat that he's not proud of wearing in the future.
Okay,
Let's
let's not do that.
something that
Let's
I
not
can
go
picture
there.
Dan doing.
That's just,
Yeah,
funny story about what is it? Robert Eggers. When I first saw his name, like after The Witch came out in like 2015 or so, I'm like, wait, I thought Roger Ebert was dead, and it took me a while because like they're just like the opposite of each other. Like Roger Ebert and Robert Eggers. Like that took me a while to figure out.
Yeah, I suppose so.
They are each other's foils. One makes movies and one criticizes movies. One is alive and one is dead.
No, you can't say that. That's too soon.
Oh,
He's not even on.
Roger.
He's not even on the Death Wiki.
Guys, Roger Ebert is not dead.
Yay.
Roger Ebert is not dead. 3.
Oh.
So what are people's like opinions? Like you like it? You not like it?
I
It
appreciated
was
the.
neat.
This
I
is
liked
like,
the Prometheus thing at the end. That was kind of neat.
yeah.
I'll probably
like-
never watch it again, but it was a thing.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
not
say
really
the same
long.
thing. I was gonna think I don't see myself watching this anytime soon again. But I probably like if you like really fucking weird movies and just kind of like dark but not. It's weird because there was nothing in this that was really like scary. It was just like creepy and weird and stuff. And
Very
if you like
unsettling.
that, yeah, I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
This is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. At
Wait,
this point.
really?
I just like
All time?
I've seen it a few times. Yeah, I love this movie. It's close. It's like
I think Nick's a
5 or
robot.
10. Like,
Yeah.
you're
I'm
cutting
too.
out,
I don't know.
Nick.
I don't know what about it I like. Why am I a robot? I thought you meant my opinion on the movie. It's like, why does this movie make me a robot?
You're still talking in robot voice, bro.
What was that?
That's
He's
an
proving
audio
he's not a
clip
robot.
from the end of the movie.
Yeah, robots can't scream.
A robot could scream. I could make a robot
R2.
that screams.
R2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, probably other ones.
I mean, if you
That was a
count
cat.
if you count the replicants as robots, then they scream. From
That
Blade Runner.
belongs in a museum.
What?
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, no, I know Harrison Ford. I know of him, but
He's a replicant.
is he screaming that?
He yells that in Indiana Jones.
Yeah, but he doesn't
Is he a-
scream.
I also don't think he's a replicant in Indiana Jones.
You can't prove that.
Yeah, did they
Is
ever
Han Solo
say,
also
"Oh
a
yes,
replicant?"
Indiana Jones, this real human being who is not a robot"?
Well, I mean, if they said that, I would be more suspicious than I am now. You know?
I'm
like,
kind of
I would be like,
suspicious of
oh,
you, Nick.
okay, just going about my normal life. I'm not a robot.
Nick,
Guys,
can you
trust
tell us
me.
that you are not a robot?
Robots can't cry. All right.
Can you condemn robots right now for us right here?
Well, all I have to say is to my robots out there, stand back and stand by.
To my robots out there. That sounds like a slur. I don't know why.
I
Yeah.
thought it was
What?
just like homies, but for
Yeah.
robots.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a robot, but
I am not.
and any
a
robots
robot.
watching this, just know you're not alone. I'm not a robot, but someone probably is.
Wow, that's a really inspiring message. I'll make sure to pass that on to all of my robot friends.
I'm actually 2% robot myself, so I think I can say a lot about it.
Wow, that must have been a really long time ago then.
Yeah.
Like one robot ancestor.
Great.
No, Dan
Grandmother.
actually has 100 parents, and 2 of them were robots.
It was a complicated childhood.
I mean, you didn't need to be raised by all of them. That's just where your DNA comes from.
I didn't
Yeah.
need to be, but I was.
Bro, imagine the big chain of like, oh, go ask your mothers that happen when you have 100 different parents.
And then eventually, down the line, you'd say, you'd get one of those, go ask your robot mother.
Well, no, all mothers are mothers. We're not gonna gatekeep motherhood.
Well, Robot Mom was a bit better with computers.
I'm thinking
we're not gonna act like she wasn't a real mother.
yeah, but also I'm not saying that nowadays you'd say that, but this was like what, 15 years ago?
Oh,
They-
yeah.
Robot rights
That's
were
true.
a serious issue back then.
Yeah, they have come a long way.
Yeah.
Thank God we lived in such an enlightened time period.
Oh yeah, everybody out in the world is just fucking fine and dandy, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is such a good time to be alive. If by enlightened you mean like the light that fire gives off, I guess you're right.
Like in a lighthouse.
Oh yeah, that
Whoa,
movie.
that dude! I saw a movie recently. It was called The Lighthouse.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
There was actually so you guys probably didn't notice this in The Lighthouse. But there's a subtle reference where the name is the lighthouse, and one of the main locations in the movie is actually a lighthouse.
Wait,
And so it's actually
I didn't see a
yeah,
lighthouse.
I don't think
it's
so.
those. No, they're connected.
No,
I
I-
swear. No, in an interview, the director said that that was the intention.
Oh, that was
Are
a
you
lighthouse?
sure?
I thought it was just a big penis.
No. It wasn't a big penis. It was an erect penis.
I mean, it's pretty big.
kind of big.
I mean, it depends what it's for.
I've had bigger
Like
Like, is it for
on
the
you
art?
or in you?
or for the
attached to me.
That's
With a
pretty
chain.
impressive. Oh, okay.
I was dragging it along,
Kinky.
connected to my friend Genghis Khan.
Did you guys hear about the French Genghis Khan exhibit that China's not letting them call it or use the word Genghis Khan anywhere in the museum?
No, I did not.
Oh.
How? What?
A lot of
What?
the artifacts that they're using are from China, so to actually get a hold of them, they're not allowed to use the term Genghis Khan in the museum.
Oh, I see.
The Great Khan.
Yeah, it's very strange.
It's
So,
Benedict Cumberbatch's character, all right. Just we can't say it, but you know.
Wait, did Benedict Cumberbatch play Genghis Khan?
Yeah, in Star Trek.
Oh yeah.
So I-
I forgot about the scene where he conquers all of the Eurasian steppe.
Yeah, it was kind of like it seemed a little bit weird. You know, it seemed weird that they would mislead people by saying Genghis Khan wasn't in that movie and then he just like shows up. But I don't know. It's fine.
It was a creative choice. It was a experimental filmmaking by adding Genghis Khan and having him be played by a white guy.
Precisely.
Oh, yeah. Back to the lighthouse. I just remembered one scene which felt really funny. When Robert Pattinson was emptying out the buckets of poo.
As one
Mhm.
does.
That felt
Oh.
that was a strange change of pace.
Oh yeah, and he he tosses them and it just goes back on him and
Yeah.
he screams.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
That was relatable because I'm covered in shit right now.
Apparently that was based off the Big Lebowski or something, which is a strange reference for this movie, I think.
Yeah, this movie references Greek mythology, Lovecraftian horror, the Big Lebowski.
Especially weird because this movie must have come out first since it's black and white.
Yeah.
It's actually the first movie that's ever come out.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, good for it. That's nice.
Oh yeah, now that I think about it, didn't this movie like inspire Nosferatu or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I think
inspired
you're
him
right.
to come out because it came out first.
Yeah,
He came out as a vampire.
Aw.
I was really inspired by this.
Then some hooligans broke the boards on his enclosure and he burned to death.
I remember that. That was
It's
rough.
like-
So I'm looking
little-
at the cubic inch section of the Discord, and Kyle's just coming at me like, "Oh, I want to see how Kevin doesn't like the greatest movie of 2019."
Well, I can't think of any 2019 movies that were better.
Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Parasite could be up there. That was a good movie.
Parasite.
I
like
didn't really watch many 2019 movies, but I watched Spider-Man: Far From Home, and I
Wait.
kind of liked it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Parasite was 2019. Why did I think
Yeah.
that was 2020?
I don't know.
I've been meaning to watch Parasite. I've heard that was
Yeah.
really good, so that might be
It-
better than this.
Yeah, it is really good. I remember like how this movie, The Lighthouse, not Parasite, got like got one nomination or something at the Oscars. Like, didn't even get best performances or anything. It's just really lame because
Shame.
the Academy's dumb.
Yeah, Pattinson really put his heart and soul into jacking off.
Yeah.
He's a method actor, so he was just beating it.
I wonder how many times they had to film that scene and how many times they had to film Robert Pattinson jacking off to a
At
little
least
doll.
25.
So
They actually
Robert,
didn't need to film it. They just did it because they wanted to.
yeah, Robert Pattinson was just jacking off on set and they filmed it and put it in the movie.
You know,
So
they say that somewhere there's a 1 hour cut of the scene where he fucks the mermaid. It's just a porno.
Ooh, that sounds good.
With the shark vagina.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Shark Boy for a second.
Yeah, with Shark Boy.
You know, like Ephraim Winslow is like the 1890s version of those people who jack off to anime dolls. Because
Yeah.
he had a little a little carved.
He didn't have a jar.
Do they have jars?
Let's not talk about this. You were saying he has the little wood carving of the mermaid.
Yeah, he has a little wood carving of the mermaid that was just in his mattress, presumably from like the older wikis.
So, like, what was the reason for that?
For jacking off to the mermaid?
No, like, what was the statue like even for?
Well, I think it was to show. That the other previous wikis have also gone insane and saw the mermaids and like become obsessed with them.
Probably jacked off to him too.
Yeah, probably had sex with them if they were real.
When he was like opening up the mattress, it looked like pubic hair, and that was my first note. Was why is the bed filled with pubes? I never.
Yeah, that was a very
answer.
that was a very interesting choice from Robert Eggers. He had to grow a lot of pubic hair for that.
No, I hate that. Don't say that.
Well, too late. I already said it. It's out
Take
there.
it back.
Take it back,
Take it
yeah.
back.
I can't. I'm a robot.
What does that
Not
even
anymore.
mean?
You haven't
It's
been
a
a robot for
cop-out.
like 5 minutes.
Oh darn. I'm like Danny Phantom.
wish I
can
could
just
stop
go
being a robot.
in between being a robot and not a robot.
So it was really well
Robot boy.
shot.
Yeah, definitely.
Fucking like
I
brilliant. I don't know. It was really good.
I like the
Yeah.
couple wide shots of the island. Thought those were pretty
Mhm.
cool.
I like the ocean part.
Everything was well framed.
yeah,
Looks
one
like
of
a
my
picture I could put up on
Sounds
my
like you
wall.
liked the 4x3.
I liked the framing of the subjects in the thing. I thought the 4x3 was a bit unnecessary, but like I don't mind it. I just hope that like I don't want every movie to become 4:3 because it's artsy, essentially.
I don't think that's likely.
What's
to
the
happen.
resolution?
No,
of
I
a
don't think
DS?
it's gonna happen. I just think that like it's not a trend that we really need.
When are we gonna get dual screen movies?
Probably never,
No.
because movie theaters don't have 2 screens.
How do they show multiple movies at the same time?
Good point.
they don't have. Well, they could just do it like split screen and just have like 4
Yeah.
or like 2 to 4 screens shown at once.
So
So
you can have multiple perspectives of the same movie. That would be kind of cool.
That would
That
be
actually-
so confusing and weird.
it would
Guys,
be,
I'll
but
be
it would
I'll
be
be player 1. I'll watch the movie number 1. You guys can watch movie 2, 3, and 4, and then
Dude,
we'll
it would
compare
be
notes.
At
it
that
would be
point, just-
interesting as an experimental concept.
At that point, just
Probably
play
not.
Night Trap.
Yeah, but that movie is banned by Nintendo, or that game is banned by Nintendo.
Not anymore. It's on the Switch, bitch.
Yeah.
Man, that guy from Nintendo of America lied when they were
Yeah.
bashing Sega about it. But yeah, I think going back to the cinematography, I think like my favorite shot in the movie was when it seemed like Winslow was going for the boat and then Thomas Howard destroyed it. Like that was, I don't know why, but that scene like just seemed so incredibly well framed. Just like the fact that he was coming towards the camera and everything. I don't know. It was just
Nah, it's the water sounds at the beginning, and then Willem Dafoe just walks out from behind the pole.
yeah.
Like, oh, he was
The
there the whole
beginning of the
time.
movie was really nice shots too.
Like the bit where he pours the chemical thing into the water and it's all swirly.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
This is pretty good. This is a good scene.
What was that chemical? Like, what was he actually? Oh no, he was pouring chalk, I think.
I
It was
think
just
it's
a
some
hot
kind
cocoa
of
mix.
1890s disinfectant for the water or something.
It really
yeah,
made
I-
you feel like you were pouring shit into water.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they mentioned that it was chalk at some point.
Probably.
Why was there a whole bunch of birds in the water?
They were cursed.
Well, I think there was one bird
Yeah.
when he like eviscerated the other seagull. Like there was only
Yeah.
one bird in there.
Like
Oh.
a decent bit of dead bird, but one bird.
I
Yeah.
was kind of confused because, like, was it? So it was just like the bird's blood was in the water,
I
basically.
thought it was mud because he like
Is-
didn't close the thing.
I think it was probably blood.
Oh,
Because
Blood
when
and
I
mud.
when I saw it originally, I thought that it was like tar or something. But then I'm like,
Mhm.
oh wait, it's black and white. So is this supposed to be red or like a dark red, and you just can't tell?
well, it was really like clumpy, so I thought it was mud.
It did. Yeah, it did look kind of thick.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought
I
it was.
mean, I haven't seen like a quart of blood before. Like I don't know,
Do you
like the
want to?
consistency of that. Depends.
I mean, it also could have just been clumps of bird in there too, not just blood.
It didn't look like clumps like it looked like just a thick liquid, you know.
Yeah. So wait, Kevin, what do
Birds
you?
have thick
what do you-
liquids?
I don't know. Maybe they become a thick liquid if they're in liquid for a while.
Have you ever seen a
Oh
dead
no,
seagull?
my bird dissolved.
I've never tried to do that. That's
I've never
that's why
tried to
ducks
dissolve
are so
a bird.
special because they don't dissolve if you put them in water.
Oh, so that's why ducks are so special. I've been trying to figure it out for years. What about penguins?
No, penguins dissolve, but very slowly.
Oh, I see. Well, that's nice. That's good for them. Dissolving slowly and all.
Yeah, that was one of the messages of Happy Feet. We need to find a way to make penguins not dissolve.
I
All their
don't fucking
feathers dissolve
remember Happy
first.
Feet, dude. I don't remember shit.
I remember
Happy
he
Feet-
tried to sing, but he sucks.
Yeah. Why are penguins like supposedly great at singing? Why are they all good at singing? Like,
No idea.
what's the deal with that?
They just have
I don't
great
know.
vocal cords.
Yeah, but in real life, penguins just scream.
I mean, that's what they sound like to humans. Remember when he was trying to tell all the people when he was in the zoo and all they heard was like screeching?
Yeah, but he was also an awful singer, so.
Oh,
He's a better dancer.
so if
How
you
did
got
we-
like really good singing penguins, what would that sound like to people?
Probably
Like,
like a.
French singing?
Like French?
Why
No, I'm saying, like,
specifically French?
Penguin speak is a different language from human speak,
Yeah.
and they could pick up on his awful like voice.
Mm-hmm.
So what if they? It would,
I was gonna
it
say
would
it
sound
sounds
like
like
singing in a different language.
I was gonna say it would sound like a mourning dove or like a swallow or something like that, not French.
It would sound like
No,
French.
penguins actually sound very French. Fun fact.
Why? When did the
I'm
French
so-
colonize
Is that a
Antarctica?
fact?
It's a fun fact.
How is?
Does that make
that's
it
not
true?
Fun. I wish penguins were not French.
I'm not having fun right now.
Well,
Straight
you're
up.
not embracing the fact well enough.
I thought you said it was a fun fact, not a fact.
Well, Dan, if you have to embrace the fact well to have a good time, that means it's probably not fun.
I
It's
would
just
like
something that
the
some people
facts
can
to
enjoy.
embrace me, personally.
Yeah, that's how a good fun fact works, you know?
You just
Exactly.
gotta go find some penguins and you'll understand.
I've seen penguins.
How many? Count them off.
I don't know. I don't know their names, but I remember seeing them. There was at least like 5 or 10.
I went to this
Ooh,
place in New York called Club Penguin, and they were all dancing. It's crazy.
Dude, you went to Club Penguin?
Yeah.
Were
It's
they
very
trying to
exclusive.
tip the iceberg?
Yes.
Did you go to the secret agent place? I forget the name of.
The penguin place. I have no idea what it was.
Penguin
I thought it would come to me as I said it, but it did not.
Did
It was like
Secret-
CPF or something. I feel like.
Central Penguin Force.
it was definitely some acronym. There was an acronym involved. I'll say
Okay.
that much.
Let me load up Club Penguin and get to a high enough level where I can join and then figure it out.
To
It
a
was just
high enough
PSA.
level.
It was Penguin
Okay,
Secret
okay.
Agency.
Oh, I see.
Penguin
PSA.
Secret Agency. Okay.
Be resourceful, be remarkable, be ready.
Wait, is it seriously Penguin Secret Agency?
Yeah.
Because I looked up Penguin Secret Agency to like as a general term to figure out what it was.
Oh.
Well,
I
you
was
got
like,
it.
Yeah.
Good.
Wait,
What do
I'm
I
looking
win?
at it. It says closed, still open.
How is
That-
it
that-
still
the-
open? I thought it ended. I thought Club Penguin is gone.
Wait,
There's
how
a
was it founded
fan
in 2005
posted,
and 2017?
Well, didn't
Oh,
they
the
when
mobile
it went
game.
out of business in 2007? Yeah, they deleted Club Penguin and made it into a mobile game.
Yes.
So which is
that.
canon?
Whatever
Well, they're
you want
probably-
to be canon.
This is the
Oh,
sequel.
PSA was previously destroyed in Popcorn Explosion, but it was rediscovered by
Oh,
EPF
yeah.
and wait, EPF?
Electronic Panda Force.
Evil Polar Bear Force, wasn't it?
No, that would be
Elite
EPE.
Penguin Force. Elite Penguin Force is the one I know.
Okay.
EPF. That sounds more familiar than PSA.
Yeah, EPF sounds. Well, I don't know why I'm talking. I only played Club Penguin in chemistry class in
Same.
sophomore year.
I remember the exact time when the teacher yelled at us.
Yeah, she was like, "I don't know what you guys are doing, but I know it's not work."
I remember doing the toboggan races rather than Algebra 2. That was worth it.
I'm so confused by this. The Elite Penguin Force debuted in the DS game, and it was
What?
created by the director of the PSA to serve as a backup for the PSA.
My neighbor used to have that DS game. I don't remember anything about it.
Lucky.
Does anyone have the Trash Bag game?
I used to.
I don't know what happened to that. I had it in my possession at some point.
Oh yes, of course. And then their front was the everyday phoning facility.
Ah, I see. Very clever.
Yes, very clever indeed.
Very, very clever goblins.
I didn't want to say it, but I was thinking it.
I had the courage to say what you didn't.
Yeah, real fucking hero we got over here.
I'm not a
All
hero.
right.
I'm a king.
You're not a king. You're not a hero
Well-
either. I lied.
Aw. Can I at least be like a lord or something?
All right, recommendations time.
And before we do that, any final thoughts? We already kind of said would you recommend it. We usually save that till the
Yeah.
final
Fuck you,
thoughts.
Kyle. I enjoyed it a little bit.
Did you enjoy it just to spite him?
Well, in the moment, I enjoyed it a little bit, and I'm spiting him right now by calling him
Oh,
out.
you know what?
Okay.
Before we do suggestions, there is one thing that I want to say, which is that when we watched Interface, Kevin watched a significant portion of the episodes at 2x speed.
Not a significant portion.
Yeah,
What?
man.
How many?
I watched part 1, normal.
Okay.
That's like the hour,
Yeah, it was like 40 minutes. Yeah.
and then the rest was 2x speed.
That's like at least 30 to 40%.
That's not a significant. Wait a minute.
It's significant.
significant.
Yeah.
That's significant.
I got the gist of it. The gist.
This isn't the gist podcast.
That'd be a good podcast, though.
I
We
mean,
should start a new
we
podcast.
give
Just
the
the gist.
gist, maybe. Actually, we
Yeah.
don't even really do that.
Guys, we're the
We give
gist
a-
podcast, and we give you the gist, so you don't have to.
What? What does that even mean?
I was
What?
trying to do the nostalgia critic, but that didn't work out.
We give you the gist, so you don't have to
We-
give us the gist.
We watched The Lighthouse, so you don't have to.
No, they have to.
They don't have
I don't
to.
have to.
No, they have to.
I think you'd be
Watch
good
Spider-Man
to.
Far From Home, and you'd have a better experience.
That's not true.
It's a very different experience.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, a
not
better
even.
one.
They're not they're not comparable. You cannot compare them.
I
They're
can
like
compare my
apples
enjoyment,
and oranges.
and my enjoyment was better with Spider-Man.
That's fair. That's fair. But I don't think you can say that as a rule.
Fine. I'll say it is an exception to the rule.
So you admit then it's an exception to the rule.
That's what I said.
Yeah, okay, so other people should watch The Lighthouse. They will have a better time, is what you're saying.
Shut up. Suggestions time.
Okay. So I will start out. I'm going to bring back a suggestion from a while ago. One that we said, hey, we can't suggest this yet. It's not Spooky Month. Over the Garden Wall. The cartoon. The whole thing.
Okay. I'll go next. I'm gonna suggest the game A Night in the Woods. It's like a spooky game that takes place around Halloween. It's mostly story. It's a little under like 9 or 10 hours to play. It's a pretty good game.
All right. Kevin.
I'm gonna recommend Terror Tales of the Park. It's 6 regular show episodes. There's Halloween specials like every year they would do one.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like each of the characters say a spooky story in the episode, and like I don't know, I kind of remember it being enjoyable.
So this is one episode?
It's 6 episodes.
Okay.
And Dan, you got one?
Alright, I'm going to recommend the first season of the live-action Goosebumps show.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait. Repeat that?
The first season of the live-action Goosebumps show.
Is there a not
Just to
live
ask,
action?
How many episodes is that? Like, is that a lot of episodes?
I'm going to have to double-check, but I don't believe there's a lot. And I
Wait,
think
is
they're all
there an
4
animated Goosebumps show?
Yeah, I
don't know.
also was wondering that.
I just felt like, just clarify.
Why would you have to clarify?
It's just causing more confusion.
Alright, it's 19 episodes, but they're only about 24 minutes each. So
That's-
about the normal length of what we do.
I guess. Yeah. Okay. I mean, Dark was pretty much the same length, but
Yeah,
it's kind of
that was a lot.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have 2 other suggestions. So, Tim suggested The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask.
How much
That's
are
like-
we playing?
That's like a 20-hour game.
Yeah, I'd probably say that if we were to play that, we would cap it at like 10 hours or so. Like, once you
Yeah.
get to that point, you can just say, all right. I don't really remember, because that game is very dependent on like how efficient you are. You know, like you could
Mhm.
potentially waste a lot of time. So I can't really say like, oh, play up until this point, especially because it's kind of like open as far as which side quests you want to do.
Yeah.
So if we were to do that, then we'd probably just agree on an amount of time to play it for, and then do that. And then Kyle suggested, of course, Giles Corey Deconstructionist, which do we need introductions for Dan? Were you there for the Deconstructionist talk? Do you know of this?
I
I
do
feel like you
not
should probably
know
say
what
it anyways.
Yes, I was going to do that regardless. And also just to give a little brief on Majora's Mask. I mean, it's a Zelda game. It's definitely the creepiest one, or like not exactly the darkest one, but like the creepiest one.
Yeah.
It uses a mechanic where you reset time back to 3 days before the world ends, and you have to continually do that because the world is going to end in 3 days, and that sucks. It's I don't know if we'd be playing the N64 or the 3DS version, but the 3DS version is a lot more streamlined. Giles Corey Deconstructionist, I feel like I don't know exactly how to describe this. It is not real music. It's an album that supposedly uses binaural beats to put you into a trance state. So I guess it's supposed to be like drugs, but without the drugs, you know?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
there are very specific instructions on how you're supposed to listen to it. You're supposed to blindfold yourself and like lie down and sit in the dark and all that good stuff.
Sounds interesting.
It's yeah, I won't say anything other than that. That's pretty much all you need to know, I think. Okay, so
All right.
voting time. So just don't vote for your own. That is the only rule.
Anarchy.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, so over the garden wall.
Aye.
Okay, that is one right there. A night in the woods. Aye. That's another one
Aye.
right there. Oh, that's two.
Ooh, a last minute vote.
Slam dunk at the buzzer.
Terror Tales of the Park.
Aye.
Alrighty. Goosebumps. Oof.
Ouch.
Those Goosebumps fans are crying right now. Zelda Majora's Mask. Aye.
Aye.
That's a 2. And Deconstructionist.
Aye.
That was another 2. Whew, so
Oh, boy.
I fucking hope we don't.
What do you hope for, Kevin?
Whatever, we'll keep going.
Okay, so we're now going to be voting one off from Night in the Woods, Majora's Mask, and Deconstructionist. So vote for whichever one you feel should not be in the running. Absolutely. So Night in the Woods. Okay. Majora's Mask.
Aye.
And Deconstructionist. Aye.
Aye. Sorry, Kyle.
Thank God.
I'm gonna send, now that we've voted it out, I'm going to say I listened to that a little while ago and didn't really get anything from it. It was just kind of boring rhythmic chanting for me.
Yeah.
I jokingly said that we should just sit down and do nothing for an hour, and Luke said it was comparable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that anything like that would work at all.
I did. Okay.
Kyle
I
said
did.
it
Unless
worked.
you're already high.
I mean,
Kyle, you heard it from Nick. You were high.
I will say if you intentionally like sensory deprive yourself, you'll probably get something similar. I don't think it's because of the binaural beats or anything, because I think that's bullshit. But I think if you blindfolded yourself and lied down for an hour and a half, you'd probably like have some sort of dream, you know?
Man, it's this crazy coincidence. Like, whenever I listen to that and smoke a shit ton of weed and then deprive myself of all my senses, I have this crazy feeling.
That is kind of fucking wild.
They were actually listening to this album on the Lighthouse.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, and so now it's between A Night in the Woods and Majora's Mask. So
You know what? I'm happy with these two in the finals.
yeah,
Me too.
I would say that there's some happiness here.
So before we get any further, I'd like to ask, what is Night in the Woods?
It's like a 2D game where you run around, like, complete
Is it actually
paths.
spooky, or does it just take place around Halloween?
It's pretty spooky. It's not
Because
like
on one
scary,
hand-
but it's definitely spooky.
On one hand, I've heard of that, never played it.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, Luke's been yelling at me for like 3 years to play Majora's Mask.
You know, Kevin, I'm in a similar position where it's like, on one hand, I know that I really love Majora's Mask, but mainly just would like you to play it, or would like other people to play it. But I have not played Night in the Woods before.
I have a TV, so I could play it in bed.
Wow,
Probably.
incredible. that's epic.
Are you talking
dude.
about A Night in the Woods or Majora's Mask?
I feel like A Night in the Woods would be at my PC, you know, in my chair. But Majora's Mask, I would like to lay down in a bed and play it.
Yeah, I have a DS, so I can play it on that.
Oh yeah, 3DS.
Oh, also, Night in the Woods is $20.
Oh shit, is it?
Yes.
Dang.
I got it in the pack.
Oh, fun.
in the pack.
Good for you. The pack. The pack.
That's actually a thing.
The trash bag.
Okay,
No, it's not in
so
the trash
anyway, final voting time.
Oh, there's so
here.
much pressure on this. Whew.
What?
This is the one
pressure?
I've got like I'm Well, I'm like slightly emotionally invested in both of them.
Well, good news, you get to vote.
I don't want to vote though.
I'm gonna vote third party.
This is a bit
Now,
tough.
Nick, we already know that voting third party in our two-party system is just a wasted vote. You might as well be voting for the trash pack at that point.
Oh darn, you've convinced me, Luke. I'm gonna vote for the good one.
You might as well. If you don't vote, then it's one vote for the trash pack.
You know, I think we should bring back Terror Tales of the Park.
You would.
Can't.
You would say that.
Also, like wait, does that mean if we all abstain, we have to play the trash pack game?
Yeah.
Is that spooky?
Okay.
If a majority of people abstain, we have to play the trash pack. No, it's just trash. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
anyway, final vote: Night in the Woods and Majora's Mask. So
Shit.
who wants to play Night in the Woods? I. And Majora's Mask.
I.
What the hell? All right,
I
let's
mean,
flip a coin.
I'm in between. I definitely was like very split between the two of them.
I was also in between, but I could only vote for the Majora's Mask. So
So
I'll
like,
vote
for
let's
Majora's
think. Let's
Mask.
think.
I'll switch
Alright.
votes.
No. Wait,
No,
I
no.
I might want to switch votes.
let's have a discussion.
We should discuss.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's discuss. Let's do
Which
it.
one's easier to pirate?
Okay,
Which
which one's morally better to pirate?
probably Majora's Mask.
Definitely, Majora's Mask is less morally questionable to
Yeah.
pirate.
Yeah.
I mean, I own Night in the Woods.
You do.
Probably.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I do.
By all means,
I
you
think
don't
you
have
do.
to buy it again.
Is that pack still like a thing we can buy?
No.
No.
Okay,
Greedy.
a little bit.
So
A little bit.
Majora's Mask, you can get it on
You can.
N64. They did a port to GameCube, and there's the 3DS version.
Yeah, and it was also the N64 version is on the Wii. Is the Wii U eShop still a thing? It must be, right? I think it's still a
I
thing.
don't know.
No, it is.
I
It
would-
is still a thing. Yeah, the Wii U
Okay.
eShop is still a thing, so you could get it on
So-
the Wii U.
Isn't it like 20 frames per second on the N64? What about the GameCube version?
I would imagine it's the same way. Because I think the GameCube version is just like it's
straight
very
port.
direct, yeah.
Let's
Whereas the
see.
3DS remake probably runs at 30.
Zelda Collector's Edition, there is an AR code for Dolphin to make it 60 FPS.
Okay. Yeah, Majora's Mask does run 3D does run at 30 frames per second.
I feel like frame rate shouldn't be the
Yeah, I was just
deciding
about to bring that
factor
up.
here.
I was gonna
I
say
mean-
I was all brought.
How many
up to
frames per second can Night in the Woods do? Okay, this is how we're gonna choose, alright?
Probably like 60.
I refuse to choose based on this, even though I literally voted for Night in the Woods.
Night in the Woods.
As somebody who has
frame rate.
played Majora's Mask and not Night in the Woods, the reason why I love Majora's Mask so much is just because of the fact that it's like it's obtuse, it's kind of creepy, it's weird, you know? It's the kind of game
Yeah.
that you don't normally see from Nintendo because they're usually like, "Ooh, we got to make our game super like
Mm-hmm.
safe and like kid friendly and shit." And this
Which
one
is hopefully
just wasn't.
how they make Breath of the Wild too.
Yeah.
How do you
looking
play
kinda
a Zelda
creepy.
game, though?
You just play it, you know.
What? What do you mean?
What do you do? You just like walk
There's
around and you like
puzzles
try and
and
figure out like
lighting.
what to do.
You go around the world experiencing it. You see side quests. You talk to people. You figure out where your quest is taking you. You know, you solve puzzles. You fight bosses. How do you play a Zelda game? That's such a like general question. I really had no idea what you were asking.
I didn't either.
That's a bit weird.
But yeah, Majora's Mask probably has like it has a very fleshed out world, which is part of why it's so cool. Because
Mhm.
because of the 3-day schedule, it means that every NPC follows a certain schedule and like walks around and like you can see what it is that they're actually doing at any given point in time, pretty much. And you'll see how they react as like the world is getting closer to ending, and like some people are freaking out about it, some people are just like bliss of like, well, I guess I'm gonna die, I've accepted it, whatever. Everything that you do has like, well, not everything, but a lot of the things that you can do side quest wise will have legitimate consequences in these people's lives, and then it resets, and that fucks with you, you know? Fucks with you in a good way.
I think I'm gonna change my vote to Night in the Woods.
Okay, cool. Wow, I really turned you off that much, huh?
So, my thought process is, I'll probably eventually play Majora's Mask. But, like, outside of this, I probably won't play Night in the Woods.
So I guess we're playing Night in the Woods then. Cool.
Okay.
Ooh.
What?
I was gonna switch my vote. You convinced me.
So I guess we're
Coin flip.
Coin flip. Fuck it. Hold on.
I have a coin.
I have a coin.
How can we know if you're cheating it or not?
I'm not gonna lie. Don't you trust me? I said I wanted either of them.
We should do 3 coin flips.
Yeah, he voted for Night in the Woods and then it went on a giant spiel about Majora's Mask, so I feel like...
Okay, so Kevin, call it. Which one is which?
Night in the Woods, Tails.
Why did you laugh because of like Sonic Tails?
No,
I didn't laugh.
I laughed because the main character is the cat.
Oh, okay. I knew that Nick was the one who laughed.
That was a bird.
Asking. Okay, so
No, it's a cat.
Heads for Majora's Mask, tails for Night in the Woods. It is heads.
Majora's
Alright,
Mask?
I recorded it on my phone just so nobody could fucking doubt me.
Alright.
I believe you.
It's doctored footage.
Alright, so Majora's Mask it is. That's what we're doing next week.
What a roller coaster of a decision time.
It
Yeah.
was a good election.
Yeah, but nobody should do it all the time. Just like, well, I guess we can't decide. We'll just have to flip a coin.
It's us 4, and then if we can't decide, then
Speaking of which, you guys get your mail-in ballots yet?
I dropped it off at the post office 2 days ago.
I'm gonna fill mine out on the weekend when I come home.
No.
Nice.
Was I supposed to get it?
Yeah, I got mine.
Oh.
Kevin,
Yeah.
are you sure your parents aren't trying to stop you from voting?
I don't know.
Oh well.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna drop it up. There's like a specific ballot collection thing nearby, as opposed to just like mailing it in. I'd kind of rather do that because I'm kind of
Yeah, me too.
these days.
Did you hear about the California Republicans setting up fake ballot boxes?
Yes, I did hear about that, and it's fucking
What?
terrifying that is a thing that I have to worry about.
And they're
I mean,
not
they're-
stopping them from doing it.
They just say, "Oh yes, we're aware that it's illegal,
Yeah.
but what are you
It's-
gonna do about it?"
Awful.
It is concerning, to say the least.
You know what? Fuck it. After Spooky Month, we should just become a political podcast.
Yeah,
No.
I'm trying to run the 538 podcast out of town. We could give them a run for their
What?
money.
Am I supposed to?
538.
538. They're a
That's like
political
a-
podcast.
yeah.
It's like based on like machine learning models for predicting political shit.
Weird.
Partially.
It-
They
it's-
do other stuff like that.
538 is also like a website where they just give political news a lot of the time.
We should be a reaction podcast. Like we
We
react.
kind of are.
Is it
like
isn't
live.
oh
Live.
Live.
live?
Well, you know, like we record
Like we
it
watch
while
the
we're watching
movie
it.
as
Oh, I
we,
see.
as we do the podcast. That'd be kind of neat. That could be like an episode gimmick. I think
Yeah.
I could do that physically.
Mentally though.
And cut.
No, we can't
We have-
cut. We haven't said
That's been
that
outro.
if you have suggestions, you gotta email them over to the cubicinchofsound@gmail.com. Link in the description. And
Oh,
you know
yeah,
where
that's
else
fun.
Link is gonna be next week? Because
Dead because he's going through the stages of grief.
he's
No,
okay.
I-
Not
I
to
had a
give
question.